Hello, hello. Running a little behind. Thank you all for joining. I'm so sorry. No, I was supposed to start this at like 6 o'clock, I guess. But I just like so lost track of time. So forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. I do have Lil Peep's cards available. He is a Scorpio, but I am using this Knight of well, I guess this is a Knight of Cups right here, but I used the Knight of Wands for this card because I just kind of felt like I don't know, he has a very funny personality. That's interesting. He's very smart, extremely smart, very funny. Um and but he's somewhat of a character, but it's kind of like you have to get past those layers, you know what I mean? It's like you have to get past that shit because he doesn't let everybody in, you know? He's not the type of person to just let everyone in. And it's kind of like this. I keep hearing him say like, "Oh shit, okay, cool." Like she can hear me or some shit like that, and it's just like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like it's this familiarity going on, and so it's like an easier aspect of like conversation. I'm pretty moved by his music, I will say, because I think the first song that I ever heard from Pete was Star Shopping, and when I was playing that song, I just feel like it allowed me to kind of like release some aspects of mourning at the time, like dealing with this whole transition of 2018. I'll just say it like that. So anyway, he's pointing out something interesting. Funny enough, he's focused on self. Okay, so he's in this space of kind of being in a better center. You know what I mean? He's in this space of understanding his complete awareness, which is very interesting. He's taken some time um, to realize that every choice, is not going to be the best choice, but it's better to do shit your way than to allow someone else to decide what's best for you, because I feel like he keeps expressing something to me, like the fact that if he didn't follow his dream or follow the things that were important to him, um it's like he's saying, like, I would have been dead, like I would have been gone, I wouldn't be able to leave out like this body of work, and that was like he's like saying like that's his little piece of love that he had left, that he could give, that he could understand the awareness of people putting on all of these different layers of he's calling them contradictions. uh it's contradictions to him, of course, but the other description for you all to understand what is going on is like socio status, if that makes sense, or classism, or popularity, or just different things that separate people, and being able to be in a space of understanding a bit deeper, you know what I mean? When you take the ego off. And he's kind of showing me, funny enough, this card in the past. So he's showing me carrying connections in the past. So I'm not too sure of his aspects of relationships, funny enough, but he seems to be showing out some wanting to talk about somebody that he loves, or somebody that's very close to him, interestingly enough. And on his mind, funny enough, I keep seeing this thinking man and door to personal healing and happiness. It's like being in this position, or finding this aspect of, like as I stated before, reflecting on your life, but still being able to heal yourself, or having, it's like kind of like having this connection of a mental awareness with someone. I'm not too sure who this male energy is, but he feels pretty close, very close to this person. And I just keep feeling like maybe he's sending healing energy to this person. Like, I don't know, but I just keep feeling like it's like all is forgiven, or don't worry, I'm like everything's okay. I don't know who I need to say that to, but that's just what I'm picking up. I do not know much about him. A lot of people are kind of curious as to what happened. He's expressing that there's aspects of jealousy that happened around him, but he is in this position of, as I stated before, of rest, of finding peace. And people don't understand that sometimes when it comes down to animosity or envy, or just kind of being in a space of acting celebratory around someone but being envious of their success, he can feel that. Like, his Scorpio energy is extremely like intuitive and very sensitive. Like, he's very sensitive. So it's kind of funny because I kind of feel like he's joking about it in a strange way. I'm just gonna express what is going on with him because I don't like to be filtered. But he's expressing in an interesting way, like, you know, certain people can shut certain things down, or try to, hurt me with their thoughts, or with their actions, or different things like that. But there's something that's much bigger. You have to understand, he had this aspect of expressing the pain but still bringing inner peace and healing through his music. And that was something that was different. He's showing me this contract card. Okay, so I don't know if it's like the end of a contract or what's going on. Strategy. Okay. And he's also showing me some aspects of financial constraint. Basically not allowing him to cross a threshold. I'm not too sure what that's about. But he seems to be describing not being able to pass a specific point in time, or a point in life, or within his career. So I'm not too sure what that's about, but that's what is happening, or that's what I feel. I'm going to use another deck, and I'm going to tell you something that's interesting about him too. For some reason, like when I was first listening to his sound, like some of his songs, he reminds me of like this like very dope, like lyrical Kurt Cobain, like, interesting grunge type of a way. It's like a certain guitar pitch, something that like Soundgarden, or certain artists would use, to kind of create that, like, that 90s sound, but it's still incorporating so many aspects of like hip hop and, different things like that, which I find it to be dope. Let's see what else. That 27 Club, that's kind of interesting. Did Kurt Cobain die at 27, or was he he died when Peep died when he was 21, right? So that's crazy. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Find it to be very interesting. They're both water signs, so this very sensitive energy, Let's see what's going on around you, dude. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, sorry about that. I'm gonna show you guys something funny enough. He's showing me this card right here. Okay, this is his card. He's placing the moon card on his crown. Okay. This feels like some aspects of secrecy, or knowing some aspects of secrecy, knowing what's going on, which is kind of interesting. It's like watching this revolving door, and you're just like, fuck it, like, I don't know. It's kind of weird, because I feel like in the past he would do his best to fight, or to maintain his own patience or his own cool, or attempt to overcome some of his situations or his struggles. But I just keep feeling with this Page of Swords, there's someone or something, or just constantly feeling like you're being watched. Like, I don't know what that's about, but just constantly feeling like you're always being watched, and it's so overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's like extremely overwhelming. And he's just kind of expressing to me like this Four of Wands, doing his best to maintain some cognition of bringing prosperity to his own spirit, but knowing that there's certain struggles that he still has, like, within himself, Like he wants to reach that height of being a better person, but it just keeps feeling like people around him are just like pushing him down. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but that's just how I feel. Death card in the situation. Addressing something about his death, placing that in the situation. Maybe he feels like in aspects of, I don't know if it's just his home or what's going on with either home life or business, if those two are intertwined with each other, I'm not too sure. But he's showing me the Five of Cups, losing some aspects of relationship between, how can I say it? It's kind of like putting your trust in someone, okay? Or just kind of being in a space of trusting someone and kind of feeling disappointed in your own, or just in certain decisions or in certain matters that have happened. But he's just kind of wanting to be in the space of being loved, by and I don't know if this is like a mom or something like that, like wanting to have that nurturing and that love. But he always seems to acknowledge that some aspect of the emperor, or I don't like, this is like a card of work, or being more focused on the career becomes more important, I guess. And it just feels overbearing. I don't know, he just feels a bit overbearing, feeling defeated, putting in this aspect of feeling defeated, just like cutting the losses. That's the energy that I keep feeling. And he's like, Eight of Cups, like, fine, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna, keep doing what I'm doing, and just keep allowing this aspect of parties and all these things to just like kind of consume me, like just allow it to consume me. That's just the best way that I can really describe like what's going on, I guess, like around him, like, or I'm trying to understand like what's happening, but like that's the best that I can do. I don't see any, I don't know if there's any questions. He definitely had a unique sound. Yes, he did. Grateful to find his music 4 years ago led me to other artists who are his friends as well. Wow. I was just thinking about him a few days ago. Thank you for leaving that comment, Brianna. So yeah, gonna see what else we have. I'm just gonna shuffle up this deck. I don't see any questions. Just kind of like just kind of went into this as it is. So that's a good thing. Let's see what is around his energy pertaining to what he wants to talk about. Basically, it's just kind of like free flowing to see what's going around his energy. Wow, this is crazy. The same. This card keeps coming up. Okay. Okay, so this particular card keeps coming up. I'm going to show you guys again. Here's his card, okay? Appreciate those who support, like, subscribe. I love you guys for subscribing, signing in, and subscribing, and liking, and supporting, and doing all that great stuff. I appreciate it. I do this because I love it. It's because I feel like I need to do it. If I do these things, it's to hope that people understand that it's from an awareness of healing. And that's important to me. So I just want to put that out there. I don't know why I feel like I need to say that, but I'm going to say it. So here we go. Here's this death card in the past. Okay. So this particular death card, again, he's acknowledging this aspect of his transition. He keeps acknowledging this. He keeps acknowledging this aspect of his personal transition in the past, and he's wanting to acknowledge this. Okay, he keeps showing me this Nine of Swords. Feeling sleepless. There's a lot of sleepless nights. There's there seems to be a lot of just a lot of work, you know, a lot of stress, again, feeling defeated, the Five of Swords in the situation, feeling defeated, feeling drained, feeling like I've given everything in this interesting way, and kind of like what is it doing to serve me, if that makes sense. um who is this King of Swords? I need to find out who this King of Swords is. I don't know if this is somebody who he is working with or someone that he knows, but he keeps pulling out this King of Swords, which is similar to the thinking man with this Ace of Wands. So I'm going to assume this is somebody that he works with, because the Ace of Wands is about movement, swiftness, getting things going. Something happened, and I don't know what's going on, but he keeps showing me this Ace of Cups, okay? This aspect of new love or love, okay? Three of Cups, celebrations, enjoying yourselves, going through just aspects of celebration and certain, you know, successes, if that makes sense. But then the Hanged Man, like I said, it's kind of like being aware, funny enough, being aware of what's going on. Um, it's like some strange form of acceptance, okay? Because he keeps showing me the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups, okay? Four of Cups usually deals with aspects of overdose or aspects of what's going on, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? He's showing me like there's certain situations of choices, you know, people make choices. People go through different aspects of choices, okay? And showing me the Devil card. It's for the aspect of the things that are important to him, you know. Finally doing something for, he's very radical in his point of view. It's like very radical. Like regardless of what people do, it's like he doesn't give a fuck. Like that's the energy that I really get from him. It's like he doesn't really he just doesn't give a shit. And I think maybe it's because of doing his best to drop the aspect of what is created with the ego, but in a space of holding on to some aspects of finding solid love within himself. You know what I'm saying? Or just being in a space of learning more, the Eight of Pentacles, learning more about himself. It's like unleashing this whole like costume of ego, you know. It's like it's kind of it's interesting, like taking this costume of ego off, but still feeling like you're still connected to people that you care about the most. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So it's like kind of like feeling like he's just not fazed by it. And you know, a lot of people are often in a space of appreciating people when they're gone, or you know, doing different things like that. But he knew that his body of work was something that he could give in order to say, I understand you. I understand when you're having a fucked up day. I understand when you want to do these fucked up things. Like, it's cool. It's all right. You know, you're understood, basically. And I think that's the beautiful thing about his spirit. You know, he's not really in the space of like judging. Like, uh, yeah, he's not in the space of really judging people. He just wants to do his thing. You know what I mean? And he wants other people to do their thing. That's the feeling that I keep getting from him. He seems pretty like laxed about life. Which is pretty dope. Did his friends know what happened on the bus? Was there any foul play? Okay. Let's ask about that. Which card should we use? Which one do you want to use? These? Okay. Thank you. So let's shuffle these cards. 27 Club. 27 Club. So anyway, Let's see what's going on with that situation. Was there any foul play? Did people know about this? What's going on? Oh, okay, so this King of Swords seems to be like another rapper that seems to be around him, funny enough. And I guess maybe he's putting out a lot of love to this person, or sending a lot of love or care to this person, that he holds very, oh shit, holds very close to him. I'm going to be very mindful of how I say things, okay? And I'm just going to show you all the cards. You guys can basically look at these cards and put things together. Look at that, focused on the sun, okay? He's acknowledging himself as the son, as the child, okay? As, I don't know why, but he's acknowledging himself as the child, if that makes sense. He did not. He's like in this space to where I kind of feel like when it comes down to his own creative mind or his own creative energy, he likes to take his time. He does not like to be rushed. Like he likes to think things through a little bit longer, despite how other, I guess you could say, corporate influences may attempt to control his artistry. I'm just going to leave it at that. Acknowledging the aspect of the Ten of Cups. We're talking about family, friends, those things like that. Okay? So in the past, for whatever reason, he is acknowledging family and friends. He is placing the Death card on his crown, okay, over his head. That means that it's on his mind, just like how it's on our mind. And he placed the Empress in the subconscious mind. The Empress card is a, I guess you could say, possibly a businesswoman and possibly someone who is a mother figure or someone who could be pregnant. I'll just say it like that. It's kind of like this strange thing. Being aligned with, he feels like he's doing something to be in alignment with his destiny regardless. Like, it's something that he needed to see. I don't know why, but he's like describing everything to me like in this weird, complex way. Like, of course he wanted to do more, but it's like divine. He's like solidifying himself as a star, you know, like the star card. And let me show you the sun card, you know, just aligning himself with greatness, and knowing that those things are, you know, important to him despite how people feel about what's going on. And I don't know, like I said, here's this Knight of Pentacles, growth within career, but probably still taking his time. And I don't know who this King of Swords is, but he keeps mentioning this King of Swords energy around him and showing me this aspect of a Page of Swords. So there's a lot of people that seem to be aware of what's going on. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Look at that. Six of Swords. I'm assuming this is like the travel card. He's like, oh, well, like, just let it be. Like, I'm just like, he's just in this space. Like, I'm just going to let it be. I'm just going to let it ride. You know, I'm just going to let certain things ride and just keep it pushing. Like, bon voyage. I don't know why I keep hearing that. It's like him saying bon voyage, like, or just like, you know, I don't know. He just has a very, it's like he's learned how to accept himself, if that makes sense. He's gotten to this point of learning how to accept himself and not be so attached to, like, to the business side of things. I don't know why I feel like I need to express that, but that's just what I keep feeling. And then basically after he's gone, it's Three of Pentacles, back to work, you know, Ace of Swords, you know, signing away and busy, basically, you know, dealing with the, you know, spiritual burdens of carrying on. And that is what I'm going to say about that. I don't know if there are any other questions. Let's see. He had a song called Star Shopping. Yeah, I just mentioned that actually. That popped into my head when you mentioned that. I know, like, I love that song. Like, I was just talking about it earlier, like, Falling to Pieces, you know what I'm saying? Like, Look at the Sky Tonight. All of the stars have a reason. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Like, you're so weird, Peep. Like, that's so cute. Like, it's, I don't know why, but that's like really adorable to me that he put these cards together. You know what I mean? Showing me the sun card and the star card. You know what I'm saying? That whole star shopping thing. It's just kind of like aligning with his destiny and finding happiness within his own inner child and trusting himself despite feeling neglected or feeling, used or just, I don't know. That's just a feeling that I keep getting, or doing his best to just cope with it. Sometimes there's aspects of doing things because people can't cope with not having, without receiving the emotional support, or allowing people to come in, if that makes sense, or feeling that he can trust people because he's always observing people's words, and their actions. Yeah, that's what I keep feeling from him. Did he know he was going to be big? I think he knew. Yeah, with the star card, like I said, with the star card and the sun card, he knew. He knew that it was like some aspects of destiny. But he really wanted to see, like, kind of prove a point to people, like, in a weird, like, cliche way. He really wanted to prove a point to people that, like, he could do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever, whatever the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. And he's very adamant about that. And like he said, it's like knowing what's up, knowing certain situations of what's happening around him. But that's like kind of like his biggest fuck you. I don't know, like I don't know why I'm saying this like this, but I'm just gonna let it ride. Like, I'm just the messenger. So that's all I'm gonna say, is that I'm just the messenger. But that's like what I keep feeling. He's done. 8 of Cups. He's done. Walking away. All right. He's over it. So I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for supporting. Send much love, share, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you below. Please check out the description box for personal readings, $40 for 30 minutes, etc., etc.